Konbanwa, そしておかえりなさい. Good evening and welcome back on iKeysRacing, but especially welcome back on the All Japan Sport Prototypes Championship that I'm trying a bit to recreate for the purpose to celebrate the beautiful and completely unreplicable country of Japan, a land of the rising sun, but also a land that I do love very much. And hello and welcome back on iKeysRacing. Ciao from Marco from the iKeysRacing community channel. What to say? Happy to finally have another appointment in Japan. Absolutely lovely the way to intend the Japanese culture also from a motorsport point of view. More than glad to have this opportunity today at the Tsukuba racetrack. And what to say, we will race in this 2 kilometers racetrack in a sort of rush attitude, because the track is very short, very driven in many parts. I couldn't miss absolutely this race venue, so we will get a bit of history and maybe we will find out a Japanese car to accompany us on track. And so thanks to my iPhone with the Glickenhaus cover, I'm proud also of the Glickenhaus cover, we can read and say that the Tsukuba Circuit is, luckily still in these days, a motorsport racetrack located in Shimotsuma, a neighboring city of Tsukuba, Ibaraki Prefecture, Japan, ish 60 kilometers north of central Tokyo. 2.0 kilometers long, 1.2 miles, 32 pit garages, but today we will face just 28 spots. The longest back straight is 437 meters. Today we will not see the small chicane used only for motorcycle events that, when used, brings up the length to 2 kilometers 07. The track was established in 1966 with the aim of attracting young people to participate in motorsports, but was not actually completed until 1970. At the present time, an event is held every week. That's a good point, I think, that also Italian racetracks should learn about. The track has a large variety of corners, ranging from wide sweepers to hairpins. There's the space also for 8,500 spectators, 3,000 in the stands, 5,000 on lawn seats, and 500 standing over the pits. There is also an oval course located between the first corner and the second hairpin of the main course. Is a course for training auto race drivers. Auto race is a unique form of public gambling motorsport in Japan. Tsukuba Circuit has appeared in numerous video games, including iRacing, Forza Motorsport 2 and 3, and 4, Gran Turismo 4, 5, 6, 7, Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo PSP, Tourist Trophy, Enthusia Professional Racing, R-Factor and D1 Grand Prix. The track is commonly used for tuner events and has appeared in the final installment of the Shuto Kuzoku Trial Series, SKT Max. The circuit has also gained popularity because of its use by Best Motoring to test and race a variety of vehicles. That being said, I think it's just time to go on track with an average and easy to drive car setup, but for a few minutes let's go on the main menu to see which will be the selection of the 28 contenders for today. And just as an historic note, Tsukuba for the first time has been raced in 1984 as the second appointment for the All Japan Sport Prototype Championship. Was the race number 2, 4 hours of race 1st of July 84. But unluckily, differently from Suzuka, Fuji, Mine, Sugo was not anymore proposed. Maybe they were right. The type of racing offered by Group C back in the 80s was absolutely something so powerful, so intense, I would say, that just 2 kilometers venue was not definitely maybe a right choice, considering that then the Group C and the All Japan Sport Prototypes Championship started to grow very easily in the 80s, and so increasing the number of participants was maybe not easy to allow a management on track of these monsters. But because at least once has been in the calendar, I wanted to have it. The only pity and shame, if you like, is the sponsorship around the track is updated around 2005, so not the 1984 original version, but was the only one found working with my computer. So if you don't mind, this is what is the venue for today. Let's go in the main menu. So in this episode number 4 we are going to see just 28 cars, because the space slot for the Tsukuba racetrack is just for 32 in real life and 28 in this game reduction. Then I do not remember if there's something different on Gran Turismo or whatever, but this is the version coming from R Factor, maybe converted for GTR2. Given the current situation of this fake championship I'm reproducing, just to bring on your screens a bit of history related to Group C parallel to the World Sports Car Championship in the 80s up to the beginning of the 90s, and to me is absolutely a joy to run in this sort of, with all the respect, hamster sized circuit with big mices like Group C, where it's a different type of challenge, but something absolutely that to me makes sense. Going back to what was the classification, happened a reduction of Nissan cars here and there, so hopefully Porsche, Mazda, and at the end also Toyota will maybe I say get some points. But so starting with some non-Japanese manufacturers, Jaguar did bring a model that was the XJR14. We have seen already many times in the previous 3 episodes. It's a period where thanks to the IndyCar race in Toronto, maybe we should remember Jeff Krosnoff, and so nothing better than a race with Jeff and Mauro Martini to remember one great hero of motorsport that, thanks to his successes in Japan, had at the end the possibility to build up his career until going back in US to race in IndyCar. Mazda, starting for Japanese manufacturers, year 91, the model is the 767, a rotary engine in the best tradition of Mazda, run by the Pleasure Racing, and this time, as you have seen from the cover, will be the car we will drive today, considering that we have raced last year in the Around the World in 24 Hours episode number season 1 episode number 6, the Mazda 787B, original winner of Le Mans, and we did a great race with that model. This time I wanted to try a similar one, but maybe the mother of the all-known, well-known, all-winning Mazda 787B in Le Mans. So it is still a 4 rotors engine with 2.6 liters capacity, performances are not so far from the 787B, but I did like the fact of having available in the mod the 767 model. Tiny differences, small details, not exactly as the Le Mans winner, but was anyway a car I wanted to drive. It will be the beast for today. The 787 instead will be run following the timetable year 90, the Mazda speed number 201, the 91 edition was the 58th. Again, few differences, but the model mainly is the same. Still Mazda will get in the 92 the Jaguar XJR14 chassis, originally the substitution of the engine from the Ford Cosworth V8, embracing a V10 Judd naturally aspirated engine. On paper was the right solution, a missed opportunity despite commercially, from a marketing point of view for Mazda, after winning Le Mans, there was, let's say, nothing more to be achieved, but the renowned sponsorship was still there, the Mazda logo was still there, the Mazda equipe was still there, and for once maybe they relied on a well-known product that was a winning, all-conquering chassis, combined with maybe, still on paper, a more powerful and more deliverable engine. Reality was the V8 was compact enough to keep the center of gravity of this car with the Ford V8 Cosworth HB well within limits thought by the Tom Walkinshaw Racing and the designer that was named back then Ross Brown. Maybe someone of you may remember this guy. Once they embraced the V10, unluckily, despite the power available from the Judd V10, was not in a way a combination really winning, despite, for what I remember, in the Le Mans 92, during what was the rainy period of the race, anyway this car was not badly placed. Nissan, year 93, a model mainly never raced. We tried this beauty in the previous TE Aida Okayama racetrack, episode number 3. It will be anyway the MP35, this time driven by the AI. Still Nissan, year 90, will bring the R90CK with Mark Blundell and Kenneth Exon at the wheel. Another model very similar, the R90CP, still from Nissan Motorsport, year 92. Another car that didn't get the success that deserved. But as you can see, one unit for each Nissan model. We remain in Group C. We start with Porsche, the 956 Swap Shop Alpha Racing, with Takahashi's son, Mr. Hen, and John Paul Jr. Before or after all the troubles with the law in US for the things related to the father of John Paul Jr., don't ask me how it ended up. We are in 83, so maybe before all the accusations of drug smuggling and so on. 2 years later, year 85, the most maybe iconic and famous 956 GTI from the Richard Lloyd Racing, Canon sponsored, maybe I would say iconic as well as the Rothmans sponsorship. The 956B in between, and B doesn't stand for between, but between 83-85 we get a 84 Nova Engineering with a From A sponsorship. Beautiful indeed to be present today at the wheel Oguchi and Hiro-san. We update the model, we get the 962 that was mainly built for the IMSA GTP Camel Championship with some modification, especially for the front axle, where pedals for drivers were not anymore outboard from the front axle. For what I remember, the 962 was a fine-tuned 956 model, but still with safety issues and safety requirements by the International Motorsport Association. This is the Bayside Disposal Group C Porsche. We have seen this GTP car already in some previous races. It is an all-American equipe. I wanted to have it anyway within this championship to mix up a bit things. 962 CK6, here 88 and 89. From 88 we have the Leighton House Porsche supported by Kramer Racing, a very iconic livery. Leighton House was a Japanese sponsor. Bridgestone Potenza tires used. At the wheel Bruno Giacomelli, the Italian, the Jack O'Malley, and the Argentinian Oscar Larrauri. The following year, same car, different sponsorship, here with a Japanese presence from Kenwood, even if sometimes I'm confused about being from UK or just from Japan exclusively. I remember it being a Japanese manufacturer originally. We have Sekiya-san, Okada-san, together with George Fouché, or Fouche, sorry for the pronunciation. Then, in the mid-80s, arriving to the end of the 80s, the 962C. Let's go with 86, 85, 89, 88. Porsche Kramer Racing, Kenwood sponsored, one of the most beautiful paint scheme I have found here, with the Japanese hero at the wheel, Mr. Takahashi-san, Sarl van der Merwe, and Joe Gardner from Austria. Beautiful. The year before, still Kenwood, still same model, still Kramer Racing supportive equipe, at the wheel Jean-Pierre Jarier, Mike Tuckwell, Franz Conrad. We get then an Advan Alfa Nova Japanese sponsorship for this model with some tiny differences in the front lights, in the tail, and so on. We will find Kunimitsu-san and Kenji-san. Beautiful. Again, another iconic paint scheme. Last but not least, the Takefuji Shupan Racing. Again, some modifications and some little details here and there. Brian Redman, the Swede Elon, and again Jean-Pierre Jarier, another car that I would like to have in my garage. That's it for the 962C. We go back in Japan with Toyota, year 1990, hoping to get points for the number 36 of the 90 CV model, with the Englishman Johnny Dumfries and the Italian Roberto Ravaglia. Number 37, Taka Q sponsorship will be very easily recognizable. Geoff Lees and John Watson, or as many bad people used to call him, John What's Wrong. A beautiful 90 CV available today. In between, we were in 1990, we go in 92, we get the 92 CV model, Kits Racing Team with Sard as an official developer of tuning parts for Toyota. At the wheel, Roland Ratzenberger, ciao Roland, the Swede Egg, and the super nice and super quick Eddie Irvine. Number 34, we will get then the 35 with the Nisso sponsorship, the Trust Racing. We get at the wheel Stefan Johansson, the great Swede, together with Ansgar, and again the South African Fouché or Fouche. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful models. 92 and 93. Let's start with the 92. Toyota TS010. We get the number 7, not made for endurance races, but just sprint races without front headlights. A super downforce monster back then. Geoff Lees, David Brabham, and Ukyo Katayama-san. Same year, the number 8 with a slightly different paint scheme. We will get my hero Andy Wallace together with the Dutch Jan Lammers. Going back 1 year, 92, we have the same model, let's say not so refined, but it is still the TS010. We get Pierre-Henri Raffanel, Kenneth Atkinson and Andy Wallace with the 37. The 38 will keep the same paint scheme but a yellow stripe here, with Geoff Lees, Jan Lammers and Juan Manuel Fangio II, the nephew of the great 5 times world champion Formula 1 driver. 2 cars for the GTP category coming from the Camel GT IMSA 92, number 27 Nova Engineering ER92, the GTP Nissan R91CK. Here, sorry, do not remember names of drivers, are not written and I lose myself with memory. Another beautiful monster. We finish with the 88 Calagian Racing Porsche 962 with a particular cover for the engine that you may have seen in US on the IMSA GTP Camel Championship, sponsored by Lowenbrau, with at the wheel Al Holbert and Derek Bell. Between the 80s and the 90s, let's say more in the 80s, they were an all-conquering Porsche 962. From that period, there was a Japanese sponsorship that I noted, Minolta, Japanese beautiful DSLR and not only cameras. At the wheel, Doc Bundy. I wanted to take Doc Bundy today just to suggest a book I've ordered, because talking about John Paul Jr. and his father, especially his father, in some way researched by the CIA or anyway by the National American Police for drug smuggling. Doc Bundy is another nice guy that found the way to fund his racing career. I let you write Wikipedia or whatever you like to find out what's going on around Doc Bundy, that luckily is still alive, a very super nice guy. Anyway, we go back to our Mazda 767. We select this beauty with this summer fresh paint scheme. From a race setup point of view, as said, we will go on the Tsukuba racetrack. We will race for 1 hour. We'll simulate 6 hours of time change, but from a realism point of view, it will be a 2 times tire wear and fuel usage, so maybe at least we will do 1 pit stop. I've never tried this race, so I don't know. I will run just qualification 2, for what I understand, after 2 years of playing. Jump the warm-up, so will not happen the bug of GTR2. 27 cars out of 28, 27 contenders out of 28 maximum. That's it. Let's go on track. See you there. Ciao. Fine, so qualification 1 with the forecast of rain. So let's have a quick benchmark with the others. The track is flooded, now wet, so maybe we can wait the second session, because if it will be wet or flooded, it will not change anything. But compared to dry lap times, usually they run around 50 seconds, 51 seconds. If I will do a 52 seconds, 53 seconds per lap, I would be more than happy. So with the rain, first qualification, nice. Sometimes the game did bring a bit of rain. Doesn't rain very often, unluckily, with GTR2. I'm still studying how to affect the weather with many programs, but sometimes it's not easy also to combine a simulated rainy day with the program, then transmitted to the game. They say track wet, but with 51 seconds per lap, to me sounds more yes, it's wet, but maybe just the pit lane. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. Let's finish the session. Remember to always save the game. Continue to qualify 2 with the sun, with the track flooded. So let's see lap times. because if it goes to wet, it's more raceable. Okay, so garage, load. I will show you the setup. Page 1, we load just 15 liters for 5 laps of qualifying. This is the page 2, where the front end is not so hard, so hammered, so stiff as usual. It's not a street circuit, but anyway it does need a bit of grip on the front end. The rear end is slightly higher from a height point of view, 1 centimeter compared to the front, but really very smooth. For the rest, power and coast of the differential completely blocked, so it's like running at the same speed both rear tires will, and that's it. The maximum splitter at the front for the maximum grip downforce. Wings at the rear, just a touch. And being so narrow pit lane, there is a nice thing, if you like, that you can put the first gear, accelerate, yes, and then you are already oriented for the track. Something silly from an Italian average driver, that's it. So no, here we need, yes. Let's try with soft wet, sorry. Let's see what happens. I fear that the racing line is absolutely mandatory for rain tires. Now the problem is my car setup is not completely stiff, but is something for the dry surface. As you can see, what is broken? Just a bit of aero. No way that we are going to qualify in a decent place unless the sun will dry up the racing line. Very fun. High gears. And there is a Toyota spinning. Bang, everybody. Okay. Difficult. I would go back to the pit. So back in the pit, let's accelerate the time. We will keep in our mind what is the soft wet deflating 140 kilopascal for the rear end, but we will hope for a dry race. The P21 is something, but as you can see, everybody are running like if they were on dry surface. I don't know why, maybe a bug. Just some others are running around 1 minute, but it's okay, no problem. We will try to recover during race day. Despite this, as you can see, the Mazda 767 and 87 are P18 2021. It's okay. So let's save it. 21 confirmed, dry, fine. Let's load the Mazda car setup as it was supposed for the dry session. We will just accordingly get 100 liters with 2 times factor of consume. So 1 stop mandatory. We will try maybe to lift and coast if needed, but we can save this as a definitive setup. Wish me luck. Let's go to race. 1 hour simulating 6 hours on the Tsukuba race track. So let's go for a fake 6 hours on Tsukuba. I said virtual mirror to be sure to see something. See you at the start. Okay, last hairpin, then it will be race. We'll keep an eye on the other Mazdas, similar, the 787, the daughter of this one. Risky move. Don't crash with the other Mazda, Marco, bravo. Rotary duel. A bit optimistic, and the Porsche Takefuji of Verne Schupan. No, sorry, Bell Redman is in front, but we sneak inside given a moment of indecision of the other Mazda, of Dudon Kennedy. Here there is an engine blowing. Maybe yes, who is? My goodness, if we are strong in this braking zone. Oops, touch with Conran Tackwell. Again, come on guy. You're slower than an Italian average driver. No. Ah, stupid. I was doing very well, and now from the last position of the field, but here there's someone. Okay, here is green flag, right? So we have some points where we are very strong, like the first hairpin. I mean, we are strong from a braking point of view. Sorry to touch Bailey Blundell. It's like racing in Monte Carlo. Well, maybe not so strong while braking. bad. Why? Sorry for the Mazda. I was repeating the mistake like 4 laps ago. Sorry for not speaking so much, but what a track. To be raced with a thing like this. I understand why they stopped after 84 to use this track. Maybe with a small formula or with a touring car is another story, but bad move Marco against the teammate. He passed a Toyota, but he risked the clash with the other Mazda. But we are colored in purple, violet. So there's a good news because we just scored our best lap time. It is also the best lap time of the race. Wow. Okay, no more references now in front. P14. Still over 30 seconds from the leader. Chasing another group of Group C. Now, first consideration. We did 15 laps, 24 left in the tank. So maybe we can cover more than half of the race. maybe we don't have to lift and coast at the end of the race, but we will see. Tire consumption is a drama at the front, much more controllable at the rear. Maybe I'm driving too much with the front end, but the car has a tendency to be understeering. I'm trying to driving around this attitude. Yes, definitely, the braking zone is our strong part. But once we will lose the front end grip, I can only dream to do again the 52 seconds per lap. Even if the leader just scored 56, so we went down to 24 seconds from the leader. Yes, you can see from the angle of steering how much front end grip has gone. WRC type of pass. I'm not so strong in this corner. Okay, Fushe Sequilla passed again. I knew I was not quicker in the entrance, but I wanted to try the behavior of the car. Yes, definitely. The last part of the braking area with this Mazda is stunning. much better to prepare the exit. And I think the Nissan MP35 is of the first overlapped. Ooh. P6. P4, pushing a bit Irvine and Ratzenberger, sorry guys. Now Johnny Herbert and Volker Wiedler are with a Mazda. So this one is overlapped. This one is overlapped. Will let me pass? Maybe yes. Touched by the overlapped car, thank you. Say hello to your mother. The Nissan is overlapped. Goodness, try this track with a Group C. I don't know what we are going to do tomorrow, but once in a lifetime try this track with a Group C. With this mod, we have found finally a track and a mod to make me shut up, so you can only listen to the engine. "55 seconds the leader, 52 with the best performance, not so far, personally speaking. Krosnov Vidler are this struggling Nissan. I was tempted by the second gear, but I didn't want to spin. So 2.2 seconds. The white and red Toyota Johansson Fouché. The hardest driving and race of my life. And front tires are gone forever. Guys, we are leading the race. After starting in P21, we have finished the tires, grip, especially in the front. 10 minutes to resist, 10 laps more or less. Okay, let's use the traffic to slow down Fushe Johansson. I must change the front left. Here is to blow the tire. And this will be a leitmotiv for the last lap of the race. Not here, Marco. Destroyed. Will I resist another 29 minutes and 28 seconds? Let's fake that it is due to the summer. So P3, now that we have went back to the pit, and what else? I would like to confirm everything. Maybe hard compound at the front. I do want to have grip anyway. Doesn't matter. I do want to have grip and to take advantage of the pace. Because if I need to run quicker and quicker and quicker, I do want to have the grip. My goodness. How did they race 4 hours here with this type of cars? I don't know. Okay, before running like hell, let's be a bit calculative with all the tires. It's a P15, but everybody must pit. I have understood just at the end that they were going to the pit. Leaders running in 56 with the 55 with almost some troubles. I haven't understood the message from the pit. Oh. P8 in a corner. Running at 53, okay. I don't know if it will be a sort of undercut, stopping before the others. Not many cars so far in the pit. .7, despite I was not forcing the pace. Ooh, what a bad entrance. .8. 38 seconds from the leader. Bad touch, this one, sorry for Chupin. Okay. Krosnov Martini is P3, we are P4 with all the cars that stopped. No Marco, no Marco! Completely lost the momentum, stupid. Back to 40 seconds from the leaders. Still to stop, but who knows. I'm not running like hell because 40 seconds from the leaders are enough to be beaten when they will stop. At least you lose 1 minute and a half for the pit. trying to not overuse tires. They did run in 57 seconds in the last passage. Again, Irvine Ratzenberger 57. If you remember, Irvine Ratzenberger was the car we had driven at Suzuka. Good move using the traffic. Overlapped Porsche. Thank you. A Leighton House sponsored Porsche. But we are back on top. I've lost the moment when we have passed Krosnov Martini. They were the two with the Jaguar. Herbert Wittler is the Mazda MXR01. So in some way... Oh no, Irvine Ratzenberger are pitting, okay. So, from now onwards will be tire management in the last 12 minutes. I don't need to force too much. Apart from Krosnov Martini, everybody else is one lap down, for what I read from the top right corner box. Come on, you're overlapped. Also Krosnov Martini pitting. And being so short the lap, maybe we will pass them, overlapping the Jaguar XJR14. I understand very well Alessandro Pierguidi and James Calado when at the last race of the WEC last year they were stuck in 4th gear, counting minutes, waiting for the end of the race. And that clock was not running quick enough. I understand very well. To me seems stuck in 6 minutes since forever. For a brief moment you may have seen the yellow, purple, violet, whatever Jaguar XJR14 of Krosnov Martini, the last to pit. To me, doesn't matter to win by 1 second or by 3 laps of advantage. But when you have to wait and count on time left, it's a torture, mentally speaking. Here there is a collection of overlapped cars, 2 Nissans, 2 Mazdas. Okay. Obviously, with 1 lap left, I may wait and slow very much to avoid to do 1 lap more, because so far laps may be two, this one and the next one. So for once in my life I had one lap of advantage, but nobody, no, too much to wait, too much, yes. So yes, technically the race is over. 1 hour elapsed. I'm also changing the position on the steering wheel because my floppy arms are destroyed today. It's very heavy, this car, with this modern equipment, but oh guys, unluckily they didn't the 24 hours of Tsukuba, because it's like driving in Monte Carlo. But we win. Thank you very much for bringing me a bit of luckiness. The more than a bit is a huge luckiness. Very happy to score another victory for Mazda after Le Mans last year. Everybody can go. Ciao ciao. You cannot feel what I feel, but I have this part of my shoulders completely full of pain. So let's continue. We win an incredible Tsukuba 1 hour simulating 6 hours compared to the 4 originally held here the 1st of July 1984, so we are almost on time. So the tiny Mazda 767 wins ahead of in front of another Mazda MXR01, Herbert Widler. Toyota finally scores a bit more of points with the models 92CV that are Fuchs Johansson, Irvine Ratzenberger. 5th, Krosnov, Volker Widler with the Nissan R91CK. Then a set of Porsches. 6th, Bella Redman. 7th, Doc Bundy Rothbard. 8th, Conrad Tuckwell. 9th, Dickens Takashi. 10th, the Jaguar XJR14 Krosnov Martini. That's it. Let me have a look also Pleasure Racing, Mazda Speed. So a privateer mainly beating an official Mazda Speed car. Trust Racing Kids Racing Team with Sard, Nova Engineering, Takefuji Chopin, Kalejan Racing, Porsche Kremer Racing, Advan Alfa Nova, Silkat, Jaguar. The other two Mazda Speed, the 787 of Dudon Kennedy P14, no points today, and the other one P20 Kennedy Yorino, no points today. Best lap times, let me see. Compared to the other Mazda, we were how much? 59 hundredths of a second quicker. So today the margin was really like this. But in the same loop we had also Bella Redman with the Porsche 962C of the Takefuji Chopin Racing Team, the one I crashed into. The rest of the field had at least half a second of gap. The 131 km/h average speed is a bit quicker than the original 118 from a website records available point of view, but I think that for a dry race with these monsters coming not at the beginning of the 80s but at the end of the 80s, maybe the improvement of performances was possible to be expected. Nonetheless, 2 Mazdas, 2 Toyotas, 1 Nissan, 4 Porsches, 1 Jaguar, so at least we reduced the power of the Nissan scoring points here. Today, as a balance of presence, balance of performance, balance of points available fakely with our mafia point system. So, thank you very much for watching also this episode. I hope you did enjoy me struggling to keep on track this difficult car to be driven on a twisted circuit, on a twisty circuit like Monte Carlo, more or less. And I feel pain also in my fingers, or I'm becoming old and I will die in a couple of days, or it is the effort of driving today. But arigato, first of all, to all the Japanese friends. Arigato, arigato, arigato. Thank you very much. Obrigado, muchas gracias. Merci beaucoup, dankeschön, grazie. See you very soon on iKeysRacing channel. We'll follow the manufacturer classification updated for the AJSPC championship. We passed the half of the season, so in the next 3 months we will face the circuits of Fuji, Mine and Sugo, and then we will have completed also this particular spin-off of the Group C, seen last year in the Around the World in 24 Hours in a very broad way, and we will then race on the last 3 beautiful racetrack available in Japan. The original racetracks of the All Japan Sport Prototypes Championship are in these 6 out of 7 appointments, because apart from Autopolis, the episode number 1, that was raced also without a Japanese car but with a Porsche, we just collected all the tracks used for the original championship. But thank you very much for watching. Stay very well. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for pushing the like button. Welcome to new and old subscribers. You are helping this community to grow day by day. Thank you very much. See you in a couple of days with something else. For the moment, that's all from Monza, from Marco, and from the fake Tsukuba Circuit. Ciao. Stay very well. Stay into keen racing. Bye bye. Ciao.